going on, everybody? Joseph Hadid here for Worldwide Sport Updates, your podcast, your news, your local community. Good morning, sports family. Thank you for tuning in to Worldwide Sport Updates, your podcast, your sports, your news, your local community. It is Friday, March 22nd, 2024. TGIF, ladies and gentlemen, as we close out the work week and school week. How's everybody doing out there? Thank you for tuning in. And ladies and gentlemen, look, how about this? I mean, we are 1 week away from Easter, of course, Easter Sunday. And we are 1 week away from baseball season starting. Crazy, right? How about that? I mean, we are just like flying through the month of March and zipping right through it. Like it just began yesterday. And ladies and gentlemen, not to mention, we also have March Madness going on right now. And how's your brackets looking like, everybody? I mean, is it officially, busted? Is this still ongoing? I mean, are you still okay, happy with your results so far on what transpired? Because March Madness is getting underway, folks, in men's and women's basketball. And I'm checking on people, how's their brackets doing right now. I mean, hopefully everybody's brackets are still alive, and everybody's still in the hunt here as we zip through March Madness of women's and men's basketball action, but college basketball action, that is. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, yes, so hopefully everybody's ready for this upcoming weekend. Again, it's Friday, March 22nd, 2024. And we're going to go over what transpired this past week in sports. And ladies and gentlemen, we got 5 players who could see their NBA draft stock rise during March Madness. The 2024 NBA draft is considered to be vastly open, and there is plenty of room on teams' draft boards for players to make jumps after a strong showing in games that will be ongoing in the next 3 weeks. Again, we as Worldwide Sport Updates take a look at 5 players who could help their draft stock during the NCAA tournament. First off, let's begin with Caleb Love out of Arizona. Love, who spent 3 years at North Carolina before transferring to Arizona his senior year. This has by far been his best season, and he's shooting the ball more consistently and practically from the three-point range. Love has been patient with his development after testing the NBA waters each year and receiving feedback from teams. Cape Spencer out of UConn. No player has been more impactful for the Huskies late in the season than Spencer. The 6'4" senior guard is the X factor for UConn. When Tristan Newton gets cold from behind the arc, or Donovan Clingan can't get things going in the post, it's Spencer who has stepped up in big games. He is tough defensively and has that plug and play all-around game that NBA teams love. Justin Edwards out of Kentucky. Edwards was a 5-star, top 10 recruit coming into his freshman year and looked like a shell of himself for much of the season. But the 6'8" wing finally hit another gear and started to figure things out in late February. His best game of the year was in a win against Alabama, where he went a perfect 10 for 10 from the court. Finishing with 28 points and adding 5 rebounds and 2 assists and 29 points. Jamal Sheed out of Houston. Sheed is one of the best playmakers in college basketball, averaging 6.2 assists per game and recording 10 or more assists 5 times this year. He is a true floor general who can control the pace of the game. Houston goes as Sheed goes. Although Sheed is considered a little undersized at 6'1", it's difficult for scouts to overlook his high IQ as a facilitator and his overall toughness. Harrison Ingram, ladies and gentlemen, out of North Carolina Tar Heels. Ingram spent 2 seasons at Stanford before transferring to North Carolina his junior year. He has thrived in Hubert's Davis system and has been a great addition alongside Armando Bacot in the front court. Ingram has the physicality to bang down low in the post and defend the block. And he also has the shot creation to step out on the wing in the pick and pop and pick and roll. His passing is what has improved the most, whether that's in high-low situations with Bacot or finding his teammate across court from the short corner. All right, let's shift over to some NFL news, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, Aaron Donald has finally called it a career. Aaron Donald on retirement after 10 seasons in the NFL. In quotes, I'm burnt out. Aaron Donald ate his fill of quarterbacks. Yeah, he ate his fill of quarterbacks in a decade of mulling opposing offenses. The shoo-in future Hall of Famer broke his silence on retirement, teasing an upcoming video in a clip shared on social media. In quotes, I'm complete, I'm full. I think the passion to play the game is no longer there for me. He said, I always love football, but to think about going through another camp and another 17-game season, I just don't got the urge to want to push myself to do that no more. I'm just, in quotes, I'm burnt out. If anything, the best way to say it is that I'm full, I'm complete. I'm satisfied with what I was able to do in 10 years. And I think it's time for me to, at 32 years old, retire from football and jump into the next step in my career, my life, and now it's time to move on. Alright, more NFL news to follow, ladies and gentlemen. Johnny Manziel names his surprising quarterback at NFL's GOAT. Johnny Manziel has added a surprising name to the GOAT conversation. The list of candidates among many NFL fans isn't very long, and it's a good assumption that most would give that nod to Tom Brady, given his 7 Super Bowls and numerous records. Patrick Mahomes, 3 titles at the age of 28, combined with his raw talent, puts him on the list along with maybe Joe Montana. Those are the usual 3 suspects in the typical argument. But Manziel, who some consider the GOAT of college football, went away outside the box when he was asked about the best quarterbacks ever this past week on Wednesday. In quotes, the GOAT in my eyes is probably still, man. I have different opinions. I love Michael Vick. He told FanDuel TV's Run It Back. Vick was the first quarterback to run for 1,000 yards in a single season, forever changing the game and how the position is played. In quotes, that was just the running style, Manziel added. Mahomes is well on his way, but you gotta win 6-7 Super Bowls to beat Tom Brady, of course. I mean, he's not wrong by saying that. Alright, let's shift over to some NHL hockey news, ladies and gentlemen. Konstantin Koltsov, Belarusian former NHL player, ladies and gentlemen, dies at the age of 42. Rest in peace. Konstantin Koltsov, the Belarusian former pro ice hockey player and boyfriend of tennis player Arenia Blanca, has died at the age of 42. The Russian club Salavat Yulovit announced this past week on Tuesday in a statement. Koltsov played for the Belarus national team in the 2002 and 2010 Winter Olympics and spent parts of 3 seasons with the National Hockey League's Pittsburgh Penguins from 2002 and 2006. More NHL news to follow, ladies and gentlemen. Former NHL player Chris Simon dies at the age of 52 as family blames CTE. Former NHL winger Chris Simon died on Tuesday night, with his family blaming his death on chronic traumatic encephalopathy. Simmons' family confirmed the 52-year-old took his own life and believed he was suffering from brain trauma. CTE can only be diagnosed through a post-mortem, although progress is being made towards an assessment in the living. The family strongly believes and witnessed firsthand that Chris struggled immensely from CTE, which unfortunately resulted in his death. Read a statement on behalf of Simmons' family. And quotes, "We are grieving with the loss of our son, brother, father, partner, teammate, and friend. The entire Wawa community is sharing in our grief. We will not be releasing any further details at this time, and we ask for privacy during this very difficult time. We appreciate everyone who shares in our tragic loss."
I don't wanna cry.
All right, let's move over to some Major League Baseball news, ladies and gentlemen, as the regular season just got underway. We're going to talk about the Dodgers and the Padres, ladies and gentlemen, that had a Seoul series that was split this past week. So Yamamoto, who hit hard in debut as Dodgers settled for Seoul split. When the Dodgers signed Yoshinobu Yamamoto to a record 12-year, $325 million this winter, the organization made it clear that they believed the Japanese right-hander was worth every penny despite not having thrown a pitch in the majors. Most scouts around the league believe the same. It's why there were more than a handful of organizations involved in Yamamoto's free agent process. But with that massive deal, there were also some skeptics. Whether Yamamoto performs to his contract or not will be determined over the next decade. Not just one start, but Yamamoto's first taste of the majors ended in a disappointment, as the right-hander got through just one inning, allowing 5 runs on 4 hits and 1 walk. With 1 hit by pitch in the Dodgers' 15-11 loss to the Padres on Thursday at Gushik Sky Dome, he needed 43 pitches to get through the frame. And ladies and gentlemen, that's all for this week. Tune into our recorded podcast next Friday for all the latest sports updates that you may have missed. Subscribe, share it out, let everybody know, ladies and gentlemen, and also comment. Let everybody know what Worldwide Sport Updates is all about for your daily sports updates that you may have missed when you tune into our YouTube channel and you search us by WWSUP by Joey for the latest sports updates. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, have yourself a great weekend. Take care of each other, sports family. We will interact next Friday. And stay blessed. Alright, sports family, take care of each other. This is Joseph Hadid from Worldwide Sport Updates, your podcast, your sports, your news, your local community.